Come make this easy vinaigrette dressing with me. Let's make a delicious vinaigrette dressing together. You're gonna love it. Let's get started. So this dressing is super easy in the fact that I think you can make it all in one bowl. I love a big wooden salad bowl. A long time ago, my mother-in-law gave me one of these. Actually, she didn't gift it to me. When Alex and I got married, he brought this big wooden salad bowl into the house. And I was like, why do we have, or do we need a wooden salad bowl this big? And now I know why. Because you can actually make your dressing all in one bowl. So let's get started. First, you need about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. My spoon wouldn't fit in there, so I'm gonna have to do this with my teaspoon measuring spoon and kind of eyeball it. So Dijon mustard is just gonna help emulsify your dressing and bring it all together. So we've got about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and then I have this decadent, thick, rich balsamic vinegar. Balsamic vinegars need to age over time, and it helps them get like this rich syrupy sweetness. You can kind of see how thick this is as it's coming out of the bottle. I love this. This balsamic vinegar makes the most fabulous dressing, and it also is fabulous if you brown some butter, and brown about a stick of butter, and then use about a tablespoon of this. Add it to the stick of butter after it's cooled just a little bit, and then serve it over pasta. Some butternut squash ravioli, some mushroom ravioli, and it's absolutely to die for. So I've got my mustard, my emulsifier, my little bit of sweetness with balsamic vinegar, and now I'm gonna add about a half a cup of olive oil. You just keep adding the oil to get it to the consistency that you need it to be. So be playful with it. This does not have to be one specific recipe. I recommend a half a cup, but you can add more or do less if you need to. So we're just kind of mixing this up together, and you can taste it if you like to see if it has the desired amount of flavor or sweetness kind of as you go. That's just perfect. It's gonna need a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper to kind of balance out the flavors. But now that you have your base, you're gonna wanna go and add some fresh herbs. I don't think any combination of herbs are wrong. If you've got some parsley, if you've got a little bit of rosemary, if you've got some thyme that you maybe have gotten out of your garden, you can take that, kind of pull some of your thyme off. You wanna get your leaves off. You don't wanna have a bunch of stems in it there. And you just wanna give it kind of a rough chop. I've already chopped up some parsley. I've got a little bit of rosemary in here. I like a combination of herbs in my vinaigrette dressing. So I'm just gonna combine these together and add to it. I think about 2 tablespoons of herbs. Seems about right to me. I'm gonna add these in. This gives it a little bit of a brightness like this. And come on in here, you've gotta see this. It's looking a little bit thick at this point, so that's when I think you may wanna take and just add more olive oil to kind of thin it out just a little bit. Like I said, don't be afraid to take chances, add a little bit more, get it to your desired thickness or thinness. Give it a good mix right here. And remember, the thickness of your balsamic vinegar is kind of gonna determine how thick your dressing is actually gonna end up being. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more olive oil right here. So I minced up some garlic earlier, and I'm gonna add that in. That garlic is just gonna give it that kind of bite that I think it's gonna need to balance that sweetness. So I've added in the garlic. Give it a good mix, get in there. I'm just gonna add in the arugula. We're gonna give it a nice little toss. And this is the perfect thing to make with a nice, savory dish, especially our chicken pot pies, our pot roast pies, our tomato pies. Sometimes you just need a nice light salad. And since this has a little bit of a sweeter bite to it, I think it complements those savory pies very, very well. So I'm just gonna kosher salt everything at the top. Your salt kind of helps to blend everything together in your dressing, and you kind of need that. I'm gonna give it a good sprinkling of pepper, a nice sprinkling of the kosher salt. Continue to toss, mix it together nicely. I'm gonna give it a nice little taste. I love it. It's like sweet and bright and salty and fresh, a little bit peppery on the finish. I love the herbs. I think that gives that a nice earthiness to it. And then what I love to do is add just a little bit of shaved Parmesan to the top of it. And you are ready to serve. So simple, easy vinaigrette dressing. Most of this stuff you're gonna have at home in your cabinet. Your Dijon mustard, you're gonna have some balsamic vinegar, a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, Parmesan you can pick up, and your herbs, some garlic, and it makes just the perfect salad to go alongside of a savory pie. Or you can just have it as a side dish for dinner, either one. I hope you enjoy. Bon appetit. It's delicious.